Hey guys, this is Craig, and I got a piece of a newspaper from the Washington Times sent to me, and it's called "Erasing History One Street at a Time." And this friend of mine that I lived in Alexandria, right on Shooter's Hill, behind the Masonic Temple, and 150,000 troops were there during the Civil War, and they want to it's the name of the thing name of the it's called Erasing History One Street at a Time. Removing Confederate names is a distraction from the less more recent sins. It says having already smashed and the statues of famous residents, city leaders in Northern Virginia are preparing to pull down street signs and redraw city maps. Alexandria will hold a hearing on November 30th about its plan to erase the names of Breckenridge, Frost, Early, Jordan, Forrest from various streets because the men for whom they were named fought on the wrong side of the war over a century and a half ago. And it's merely the first volley. The list is of more than 60 potential expungement targets will guarantee visitors are lost and GPS systems confused for years to come. Businesses finding themselves on a Christian road lack enthusiasm at the prospect of printing new business cards and advertising materials. Homeowners will also be forced to update their addresses, experiencing one of the worst nightmares you can have, headaches of moving without any of the benefits. The city council already thought of this and has helpfully removed a pesky barrier of a democratic input instead of requiring 75% approval from property owners for a change to go forward. Only 25% is needed now if a street name is deemed controversial. They even got rid of my high school. I was the first state champion there in track. They said that it was T.C. Williams, and he was the superintendent of schools I think in 1950 or something, down in Richmond, and he actually got people upset with him because he hired the first black woman to be a manager at or be a superintendent or something at one of the schools down there. And when they said, "Why did you pick her?" he goes, "She was the one that was, had the most experience and was the best pick." And now, they got rid of it, saying that he was a white supremacist. And it's far from the truth. It doesn't matter, for this woke city. See, actual facts are not allowed. Alexandria is resolute to get rid of Lee Street, following Fairfax County, which memory hold the Lee District. I used to play tennis up there. When it did so, historians were actually, whether the district was named after Robert E. Lee or was meant to honor the Lee family in general. And there's plenty to honor. Robert E. Lee's father, Henry Lee III, better known as Light Horse Henry Lee, or Harry Lee, recipient of the gold medal from the Continental Congress for valor during the Revolutionary War. He was also governor of Virginia. Another Lee, Richard Henry, also introduced the resolution in the Continental Congress proposing independence from the British Crown. These famous ancestors broke from the government over high taxes, undemocratic ways, censorship, and abuse of the rule of law, and saw the Crown foot soldiers get away with serious crimes while opponents suffered arrest for pretended offenses. That sounds familiar. Perhaps the left is eager to shout at the sins of the Confederates to distract from the baggage of slavery lurking in the Democratic Party's own closet. A mere 16 years ago, Robert Byrd, former Ku Klux Klan leader, served as president pro tem of the Senate under the Democrats. That's crazy. The Robert C. Byrd U.S. Courthouse and IRS complex in West Virginia hasn't been renamed, nor have dozens of roads constructed with tax dollars funneled into the mountain state bearing the name of the notorious pork barreler. When I went through West Virginia one time, every bridge, every building, every library was Robert Byrd Library. It was crazy. Mountain states bearing the name of the notorious pork barreler. Democrats were the architects of Jim Crow laws designed to keep the newly freed slaves from actually enjoying the freedom granted by the party of Abraham Lincoln. It was George Wallace who stood in the schoolhouse door to block the black students from attending the University of Arkansas in 1963, for which he served and became the Democratic Party standard bearer in the 1968 election. That's not to mention the party's historical use of gun control and abortion laws to diminish the lives of black citizens. Perhaps Alexandria City Council members, Democrats all ought to do something about their sordid past of the politic party they represent, imposing further hardships on the residents. That's really crazy. I mean, when I was in school, I remember I was in something like fourth grade or fifth grade, and they had a election, and it was a presidential election, and I was the only one that voted for Nixon, and I can't remember if he's running against Kennedy or what, but at the time, but the teacher talked about the other guy. They wouldn't talk about Nixon. When I asked about it, she got mad at me. And then she got mad because there was one person in the class that voted for Nixon. And she was really upset because all the teachers supposedly had planned to, kind of indoctrinate the kids to all vote for the other party. But I just raised my hand and said, I voted for Nixon. I think he was better. And she got so mad. And when I graduated from GW University, and I did a debate one time because I was the only conservative probably in the whole school or the university. And I had a mother superior that was took a liking to me, and I could speak in front of people in class, and it didn't bother me a bit. And so she would always have me lead the first class, I was in with her. And then she wanted to be my guidance counselor. And we talked a lot about, why I was conservative and stuff. And she didn't have any problem with it, but anyway, she asked me, the students started questioning me. And so one day she said, would you be willing to, go up against all of them in class? And I did. And they were kind of shocked, all the stuff I was telling them. I said, you got to think for yourself. And, that's what I've always done. And I've always questioned authority. And same with these COVID viruses and all this crap that's been going on with this administration. So politics and the parties are some of the worst things you face in life. I've always said that the worst thing is bureaucrats and unelected bureaucrats and government officials. They're the worst thing because they always make your taxes go up and everything else. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna stop ranting. So, tell me what you think. Talk to you later.